Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Glad to see you. Hey, I made a short video this week. It had some comments, and it's those comments that I want to go over. Stay tuned. Hey, I know the background looks different. Don't worry about it. It's Hunter Biden's gun room. Oh, that? No. Don't worry about that stuff. That's nothing. That's ammo. Yeah, that's ammo. Freedom seed. So the comments basically saying, don't you mean Donald Trump Jr.? No, Donald Trump Jr. is not facing charges, federal gun charges. Hunter Biden's facing those because he lied on his NICS form saying he didn't do drugs. So no, it's Hunter Biden. This is a joke about Hunter Biden, not Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump Jr. has got his own legal issues. And he points out that Donald Trump is a criminal, and well, that might be true. Donald Trump may be indicted for one of these charges he's being indicted for, but I don't think President Biden's that far behind him. They're starting to dig up dirt on that man too. I mean, if you haven't figured out, I'm 54 years old. Politicians lie, politicians are dirty, and they're crooked. And they're all that way. So I'm glad that you're passionate about a president, and I will try not to be too political on this channel, but just keep in mind it's the lesser of the two evils. They're both crooked, they both lie, and they're both rich.
Yep, upstairs, careful. You know how you are with stairs. Okay, that podium, yes. Walk forward, say hi to the general, and stop. Where are you going? Not that general. Oh my God. Joe, go back to the podium. Joe, oh my God, this is so awkward. These poor cadets. Joe, to the podium. Could you, yeah, thank you. Direct him to the podium, please. Come on. There you go, old man. Get up there. No, the podium, you idiot. Where are you going? Oh, God. I hope something happens to you later.
A few moments later.
All right, go ahead and walk off the stage now, Joe. Whoa! What happened? Did someone push you? Invisible stairs? Where? There's nothing there, Joe.
I think certain aspects would have changed if he would have won that 2020 election, Donald Trump. I think he was a stronger presence. He didn't seem so fragile, is I think the word I want to use. Do I think Russia would have gone after Ukraine, invaded Ukraine, if Donald Trump was at the helm? You invade Russia, and I'll send the U.S. Navy and Air Force after you, Putin. Versus Joe Biden. Huh? You invaded Ukraine? Oh, shit. So, that's just my impression of the two presidents. One's got a big ego, and one's always asleep. He's out for his nap. So, joking aside, I want to talk to you about actually opening the dialogue and being willing to listen and communicate, both sides. As you can see from these videos, you've got the one gal who survived a school shooting, and she's going after the NRA because the guy bought the gun legally. The main shooter was the same situation. We have laws in effect, we have background checks in effect. Had things been reported the way they were supposed to be reported, that guy would have been disqualified from owning a weapon. Our gun laws are strong here in the United States. There was a shooting, the only one shooting, mass shooting, technically didn't qualify because it wasn't 4 or more people. But I guess it's 4 or more injured. But we had a mass shooting here in 2021 in Idaho. And as they unfold all that, I'm not going to name that guy's name, by the way. I'm not going to promote that guy at all. But as they unwind that story, they discover the ATF had failed to notify BPD that this guy was a disqualified individual. So he was able to purchase a gun legally, but the ATF failed. Those are the things that we should be focusing on, the failures of what we already have in play. It's like having a broken down car and saying, hey, I think I need tires. Oh, car still doesn't run. Oh, I might need new windshield wipers. Car still doesn't run. You're not addressing why the car doesn't run. My point is, we're not addressing why our laws don't work. We have good laws in place. We need to follow through and tighten up how we enforce those laws and how we implement those laws. We need to do our due diligence when it comes to reporting somebody that is a domestic abuser, reporting somebody that's a drug user, reporting somebody who is suicidal. And one of the videos I'll show you, 70% of the commonality in mass shooters was they had a traumatic event in their life that they could not recover from and had suicidal intentions. They committed that mass shooting with the intent on not living through it.
There are patterns of behaviors or characteristics that we can analyze to draw some conclusions about their personality, psychology, and motives. Much of the information that I'll be sharing comes from the FBI and the Violence Project, which is a government-funded nonprofit organization that has compiled a lot of information regarding every mass shooting in the US since 1966. So, here's some stats. 97% of all mass shooters are men. The average age of a mass shooter is between about 32 and 34. Shooters at schools or college campuses are typically younger, in their 20s, while shooters at places of worship or workplaces tend to be older, like in their 40s. 53% of all mass shooters are white, 20% are black, 8% are Latinx, 6% are Asian, 4% are Middle Eastern, and 2% are Native American. Those demographics shift depending on the location. Shooters at K through 12 schools or places of worship or stores or restaurants are more likely to be white, while shooters on college campuses are more likely to be Asian. And workplace shootings have a more mixed racial profile. 80% of mass shooters experience an identifiable personal crisis prior to the shooting. Most often, that's linked to severe and acute life stressors, and they tend to exhibit multiple signs or certain behavioral changes, including increased agitation, abusive behavior, and isolation. 70% of mass shooters know at least some of their victims. 54% have a history of perpetuating domestic violence and abuse. 56% of active shooters share their intent to commit violence in some way ahead of time. 28% have a military background. About 70% of mass shooters are known to be suicidal and view their mass shooting as a final act or blaze of glory that's intended to end in their death. Around 60% die on the scene of the shooting.
And as usual, Jesus loves you, and I love you. God bless. Peace out.